Hello, my fire signs. This is going to be an in-depth look at what you can expect this summer. All right. So first we're going to start off with my Aries. We're going to do Aries, Aries, Leo, and Sag. All right. So first we're going to go with Aries and what you can expect this summer. What will the energy be like this summer? And we're using our practical magic guidance here. What can you expect this summer? What can you expect this summer? All right. So this summer, it's a crown of stars and thorns. Embody forgiveness. So this is going to be the energy of where, how the head is heavy that wears a crown. So this is you embracing the adversity that you have recently experienced. So this is that along with the forgiveness so you can move forward and move past it. Now, it's embodying forgiveness. So this summer is going to be a lot of, for Aries, a lot of retrospection, a lot of exchange. I'm feeling exchange. I'm feeling the understanding, the shadow work, but exchanging with others, and being able to express this type of the things you went through. So I see you wearing a crown. How heavy is it? But with the stars and thorns that this speaks to, it's taking in and finding the golden nuggets, so to speak, of what transpired and finding the wisdom in how to help others by what you went through. So it's sharing. So I do see that, let's see what the blessing is. It's getting out in the open. It's being able to release everything that you've been holding inside. So with this, the summer is going to be released for you. You're going to be able to exchange what it is that you've been keeping in you. You'll be able to share the wisdom, and with that, the knowledge and the wisdom actually. And with that, you'll be able to not only forgive yourself, but to forgive others. You'll have to forgive yourself first before you can forgive others. And, you know, that sometimes is the challenge, is it not? All right, so let's see what we've got going on. Let's ask the Akashic. So this is what you can expect this summer. It's going to be a lot of exchange energy. It's going to be opening up. It's going to be providing knowledge and wisdom to others, and forgiveness for yourself and for others. So it looks like you're going to have a really busy summer. Ooh, that went all across the floor for my Aries. We had several. And if you know me and know I'm going to say whatever goes. So we have Soul Whisper. So your soul is whispering its deepest desires and truths to you. In the quiet moments, listen closely. It's guiding you towards your authentic path. So once again, truths. This is speaking about exchange, wisdom, following, but the forgiveness, but it's all about truth. If you get down to the core, this summer will be a summer of truth, all right? It's going to be a summer of discovery, all right? So new ideals, people, opportunities, they're coming your way. While there is still work to do to reach your goal, you may discover new strengths and passions along the way. And once again, that's coming from that crown. Embodying forgiveness and being able to forgive yourself, forgive others, exchange the wisdom, a blessing of release with the air. It's getting out there, it's exploring, it's paying attention. Paying attention. I've said it before in one of my other previous reads. Pay attention. You're being asked to pay extra close attention to the signs that you are being given both the subtle ones and the ones that can't be missed. These signs will help you see how to best move forward in order to live your life, to live your best life, all right? And warrior spirit, all right? Relentless commitment to challenges. Approach this life as a personal battle, here to master your forceful nature. So basically this right there is, yes, you're embracing your warrior spirit. You've always, Aries, you have always faced adversity, but you've also overcome adversity. You learn from it, but not everything has to be adversity. Learn to pick and choose your battles wisely. Learn to recognize the signs. But this is a freeing summer. It's a summer of truth. It's the core thing is forgiveness and truth, okay? Pay attention to the signs. Not everything is a fight. There's discovery, that's exploration. Follow your soul's whispers, intuition, and you are going to be wearing a crown of stars and thorns, and that's because of the forgiveness, forgiving yourself and forgiving others. But I see it's going to be a summer of truth, a summer of exploration, but it's going to be an exchange of ideals, opportunities coming your way. So with that, let's get some tarot. You had a lot of Akashic going on. So I see for some of you, it's going to be a really busy summer. On the split, for a fire, you're on the cusp of new opportunities, new beginnings, but you're on the potential. You're right there at the cusp of potential. Only you can hold yourself back. You've got a lot of things going on. I see the Knight running towards your passions, your desires, things that you want to commit to. I see that. All right. We've got the Two of Gardens. This speaks to balance. This speaks to finding the middle ground sometimes on what works, what doesn't work. It's also a choice. But it's also, I'm getting for some of you this summer, when you get into the summer energy, you're going to find yourself with more opportunities than you can commit yourself to. I believe what's going to happen is that you get very, I don't want to say, it's like your creative spark sends you in this direction, sends you in that direction, sends you in that direction. So you're going to have to kind of reel it in a little bit. Find a little bit of balance this summer on what works, what doesn't work, okay? Because, you know, this is paired with the Two of Fire. So definitely going to have choices this summer. Definitely going to have decisions you have to make. You know, the Two of Wands is speaking about conquering everything that you're going towards. But it's also releasing what doesn't work, all right? So decisions, truth, got a lot of opportunities. You're going to have a busy summer, Aries. You're going to have a busy summer. It looks like you might have a little bit of competition along the way. I'm feeling okay. For some of you, this will make sense, and for others of you, it won't. But I feel like monkey wrenches, the gremlins, like, you know, some things are going to work and some things aren't, all right? It's a matter of, you know, finding your space, finding that Two of Pentacles, that Two of Fire energy, the choices, what works, what doesn't work, what you can find balance with. It's going to be a really busy summer for you, Aries, really busy summer. And we've got the King. All right, so this is going to be the Swords. So once again, it's a lot of information. I feel the exchange. I feel the exchange with this King. It's a lot of information, being fair, being just. Accountability seems to be a major theme here. All right, accountability, choices, truth, busy summer for you, Aries. Busy summer. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to break this energy up. If you want an additional reading, you can find my information in the description box. But all in all, it's going to be a busy reading, a busy summer, excuse me. It's going to be a busy, busy, busy summer. You're going to need to find balance. There's going to be plenty of opportunities, so many, in fact, that you're going to get distracted. You need to find the perspective of what works for you, what doesn't. You're going to have to release what you've been holding in. Once again, we got that King of Swords energy, which talks about information, knowledge. You're holding on to something that you need to release and let go. You're going to finally exchange that crown. It's going to be a release. So it's definitely a summer of release as well. Accountability, release, balance. You got a lot going on this summer. Got a lot going on. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and we are going to move towards Leo. Leo, Leo, Leo. What do we have working with our Leo? So we're going to pull an Akashic first for our Leo. One second, I've got a notification that won't go off my screen. Sorry about that. So we have got Leo. What's the summer look like for my Leo? And we have got stuck in lack. Ooh. You have all the resources you need to carry you through, whether it's financial, emotional, physical, limitations that you think you have. It's only ego-based fears taking over. Rein them in and don't give up. So it's kind of like putting the horse before the cart. You're perceiving potential energy that means that it's not going to work for you. This won't work. It could be anything from your finances moving forward. But it's saying that it's basically your mind playing with you and you setting the limitations up. It's like an Eight of Swords energy. You're setting that up for yourself. Now, there may be some of you that might need to stand your ground if you do face adversity from others. So that is something to keep in mind as well. But as far as the summer goes, it's like needless worry that you need to just understand that it's needless. You're taken care of. Everything is in the present moment. So we're going to go ahead and get a practical for you, because this summer doesn't need to be so this summer it looks like you're going to be overwhelmed. So it looks like you're letting your mind get away with you. You could be overwhelmed with responsibilities. You're not taking time for yourself. It seems that you're letting your mind get the best of you and that there are things that are getting in the way. So let's go to a blessings, because you need a blessings, Leo. You need a blessing because you need to seek balance. You need to get control of your mind, all right? So let's get... So this seems to be, this is blessing with good work. So it seems to be a lot of responsibilities. It also feels with, it could be concerning employment. It could be concerning your financial, but it's what the blessing is that you find work that you desire, that you like, that makes you happier, a happier way in your work routine. Maybe it's the responsibilities are just so much that this summer that you're going to find it difficult because you perceive all these things happening if you take time for yourself. But you need to stand your ground. Okay, you need to stand your ground. You do need to take time for yourself, even though you feel like it's, things will crash and burn if you're not there to pick up the pieces at work, at home. Make sure you're putting time for yourself. Let's see what we've got. Because you're protected, you're divinely guarded and protected. So let's see what we have got for your tarot messages. So Leo, what do we have for my lovely Leo for the summer energy? So we have the 8 of Tides. So you do feel like you're going to lose. It's almost like you feel like you're losing control of everything this summer. You know, you're walking away from things that aren't working. It's more than likely why you're seeking balance. It's more than likely why you're seeking balance is because you're having to walk away from things that aren't working. The blessing was for good work, so it may put you on a new career path by the end of the summer, but you're stuck in that 5, like the lack, the scarcity. You're worried about making a change in your employment, but you need to take time for yourself, so you're rising above the adversity. Yeah, it looks like there may be circumstances that come in with the summer energy for you, Leo, of, you know, 1, being way too busy, 2, your mind is going, you know, away with you because it looks like there could be no work, no play, makes for a really crappy day. So, you know, it's kind of that. It's like you're working yourself, you're stressing yourself out, and you need to find balance. So if it is something that you need to find another job, blessings for good work, look for other opportunities, you know, stand your ground, stand up for yourself, rise above it. There may be things, situations that you have to walk away from this summer just so you can, you know, find that balance, seeking that balance, Leo. Let's go ahead and see what else the tarot messages have to say. And we have the 10 of Fire. So you're going to lay all these burdens down by the end of the summer. You know, by that summer energy, you'll be able to release these burdens one by one. So it's nothing that you can't overcome. You know, these are attachments. These are bondage. I think you think you're stuck where you're at. That's kind of like the feeling that I'm getting is you feel like you're stuck where you're at and that you can't move forward and that you don't have enough. And that's just not the case. That's not the case because you have the Knight of Pentacles. And with that Knight of Pentacles is saying, you know, be adventurous, be courageous, get out and explore other opportunities. That lack is all in your mind. That adversity is all in your mind. These are fears that since you were little, you have struggled to survive, okay? So these are things that have been embedded in you that keep you from moving forward and finding your own path. You need to find that balance. You need to find that balance. And this summer, it looks like it's going to give you a lot of opportunity. But you got to remember, the universe is stepping in. There may be possibilities, and don't let the fear of moving forward or the comfortability of where you're at because you're scared to make a move. Find that balance because by the end of summer, you're going to be releasing all those wands. You're going to be releasing all the adversity. You're going to be releasing all of it. You're going to be walking away from some pretty heavy stuff by the end of the summer, all because you learned to stand your ground and find your balance. All right. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and we are going to move on to my Sagittarius, and just give me a moment. Sagittarius, we're going to get back with you in just a second, my lovely Sag. Now, Sagittarius, I do see some creative energies coming in for you. I see some of you singles out there might actually take a chance and ask somebody that has been on your mind or that has caught your eye. I see the Sagittarius taking a chance, getting back out there again. For some of you, I seen that, you know, there's been things, loss, that have kept you from moving forward. That's not going to pertain to everybody. I was just picking that energy up as I get ready for the Sagittarius reading. All right, so for my lovely Sagittarius, what do we have? What do we have as far as blessings? What is the blessing for the summer energy? And we have your intuition. So there is something that's caught your attention, but let's see what the practical magic is. So following your intuition, I think for some of you, you wish that you could see in that crystal ball or in that scrying. You're looking for wisdom. I see you're seeking it. All right. So we've got light and dark. We've got light and dark. So right now, you're seeking information from your higher self, your guidance. You're seeking information. You're trying to overcome your fears because right now it's almost like a struggle. It's like, do you want to really go down this path? There's a lot of endings. You got things that you're transforming. I think that what I'm feeling here is like you're trying to get everything ready first. It's trying to get everything ready first, you know, because you want to offer your heart to somebody, Sag. You want to offer your heart to somebody, but you've been cold and distant for so long. You don't know if you could step out of the shadows, is what I'm getting. You don't know if you could step out of the shadows, but there is somebody that you intuitively know is the person that you want to seek. It's just right now you're struggling with your inner demons, inner doubts, and you're trying to transform yourself into being something that you think that they would want. My only caution there is that don't transform yourself into something that you're really not. So follow your intuition and the guidance. Let's pull an Akashic really quick. Sagittarius and summer energy. Summer energy. Yeah, see, you want to reach out to this person. You've isolated yourself and you're trying to come out and do everything on your own. Sometimes you have to ask others for a little bit of assistance, you know, what their feel or what their gauge is on it, and that you might need their support, because this is, I really feel, Sagittarius, that this is something that you really want to move forward with, but I'm getting time elapsed. You know, a lot of time has elapsed since either the last time you talked to this person, you kind of shelved them, you put them on a back burner, is what I'm getting. So you don't know if they'll be receptive to it. So that's the energy of what you're actually trying to transform. My spirit guide said, is you're trying to bring that energy back around. Someone that you were eyeing and that you thought about, but for whatever reason you walked away from. That's going to pertain to some of you not, but you are trying to transform that energy for those of you who that pertains to. Okay, Sagittarius. So we've got the Three of Cups. This is community celebration. It's getting out there. It's taking a chance. It's also friends, incorporating your friends. But I'm definitely picking up the 3. So let's see what we've got. That was on that split. That was with the 8 of Wands. So messages, sending out messages. And the 6 of Tides. You're really afraid This is somebody from the past. This is somebody that you shelved, Sagittarius. This is the energy that I'm getting. It's somebody you left on a back burner and they have no idea why you stayed away. So yeah, I mean, let's see. It's with the Queen of Fire, by the way. We're not going to keep it, but I just want you to know that pretty much well is telling me that you need to be bold, courageous, and take that chance. This is somebody that you want to give your heart to. This is the energy that you want to transform. You need to step out of that solitude that you've been in and really be forthright. Be forthright on why. So that is that. So you're trying to follow your intuition and your guides and your friends. Okay, 7 of Fire, adversity, rising above it, healthy boundaries. This person may have some healthy boundaries. They have risen above it. You needed to instill healthy boundaries. You had your challenges you were going through. But you're looking for that win, Sagittarius. You're looking for that wind. This is definitely, you're going to be in the spotlight. This is victory, by the way. It's the 6 of Wands. But you're going to be in that spotlight. All eyes on you. It rests with you. So, Sagittarius, you definitely, but you got to watch out. I know this is the energy that I'm getting with. This isn't really yours. This is a page. There could be an age difference for some of you, but what I'm getting is that there's a joker in the mix who's trying to sabotage you. So keep that in mind. That's not going to pertain to everybody either. That's interesting, but that's what I got. All right. So that's what I got. So basically it's coming out, writing something. There's somebody you want to give your heart to. There's somebody you want to give your heart to. And you've been in solitude for a long, long time. You had them on the back burner. And this person warms your heart. This is somebody that you haven't been able to let go of. So you're looking for that warmth again. Because you've been in solitude for so long. And now you need to transform that energy, that solitude, and make things better. So, you need to reach out. You've got the 8 of Fire. You need to go ahead and bring it out. Doesn't matter. But just keep in mind, somebody in your circle, I know it says reach out. Maybe they're not in your circle anymore, but normally this is a page of fire, a beginning, a creation. It's movement on that plan. It's movement. It's that energy of going for it. Going for whatever your passion and your desire is. So you're going for it, but Spirit specifically gave me that you've got a joker. You've got somebody that is going to try to derail it. So just keep that in mind when you reach out to your friends, that somebody may not want to see this move forward, Sag. So, but I do see that there are healthy boundaries for you and them. And I do see that, this is somebody that is very close to your heart. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end this. And I wish you a happy and blessed summer. Thank you, fire sign.